Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give these fellows some means to the king. They have letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate, a very warlike appointment, gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple, I boarded them. On the instant, they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy. But they knew what they did. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb. Yet are they much too light for the bore of the matter. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest thine. Hamlet. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will. Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
'Tis e'en so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me into the land as if I had never been such.
Oh. That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. How the knave jowls it to the ground as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder. It might be the pate of a politician which this ass now o'erreaches. One that would circumvent God. Might it not?
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier, which could say, "Good morrow, sweet lord, how dost thou, good lord?" This might be my lord such a one that praised my lord such a one's horse when he meant to beg it. Might it not?
Aye, my lord.
Why, e'en so. And now my lady worms, chapless and knocked about the mazzard with a sexton's spade. Here's fine revolution if we had the trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more the breeding but to play at loggets with them? Mine ache to think on't.
Pickaxe and a spade for and a shrouding sheet. A pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
There's another. Why, may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now? His quillets, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this mad knave now to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action of battery? This fellow might be in his time a great buyer of land, with his statutes, his recognizances, his fines, his double vouchers, his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines, and the recovery of his recoveries? To have his fine pate full of fine dirt? Is not parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord. And of calfskins, too.
They are sheep and calves, which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave's this, Sirrah?
Mine, sir. A pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in't, to be in't, and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away again from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in't?
One that was a woman, sir. But rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been gravemaker?
Of all the days of the year, I came to it that day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent to England.
Aye, marry. Why was he sent into England?
Why, because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. Their men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, Ian with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays that will scarce hold the lane in, he will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tan with his trade that he will keep out water a great while. And your water is a sore decayer of your horse and dead body. Here's the skull now, hath lined you in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
Horse and mad fellows it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. He poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorik's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Ian that.
Let me see. Oh. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He had borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. A gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols? Your songs? Your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Oh, not one now to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen? Now get you to my lady's chamber and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked on this fashion in the air?
E'en so.
And smelt so. Pah!
E'en so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bunghole?
'Twere to consider too curiously to consider so.
No, faith, not a jot. But to follow him thither with modesty enough and likelihood to lead it as thus. Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth into dust. The dust is earth. Now of earth we make loam, and why of that loam whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft a while. Here comes the king. The queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites. This doth betoken the corpse they follow did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate. Couch we a while, and mark.
What ceremony else?
There's Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranties. Her death was doubtful. And but that great command o'ersways the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead to sing a requiem and such rest to her as to peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What? The fair Ophelia.
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
Treble woe all 10 times treble on that cursed head, whose wicked deeds I looked ingenious said to drive me out. Hold up here, Eduardo, till I have caught her once more in my life. That iron dust upon the ship and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made war top on telling for the sky head of blue.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Curse not well! I prithee take thy fingers from my throat. For though I am not splenitive and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear.
Hold on! A noble father lost! A sister whose worth...
Hamlet!
Lord! Why? I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelid will no longer wag!
What themes?
I loved Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Mad, Laertes.
God forbear him.
Wounds, show me what thou do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink up easel, eat a crocodile, I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us till our ground, singeing his pate against the burning zone, make ossa like a wart. Nay, and thou'lt mouth? I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him. Anon, as patient as the female dove when that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping.
You, sir, what is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day. So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord.
Here's the commission.
To the King of England. Is possible?
Wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, I sat me down, devised a new commission. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, good my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king. Without debatement further, more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, not shriving time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Why, e'en that was heaven ordinant. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of that Danish seal. Folded the writ up in form of the other, subscribed it, gave the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known. Now the next day was our sea fight, and what to this was sequent thou knowst already.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it.
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the past and fell incensed points of mighty opposites.
Why, what a king is this?
Does it not, think thee, stand me now upon? He that hath killed my king and whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, thrown out his angle from my proper life, and with such cozenage, is not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm, and is not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come in further evil?
It must be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim's mine, and a man's life's no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. But sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace, who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my good lord.
Thy state is the more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him. He hath much land and fertile. Not a beast be lord of beasts, and his crib shall stand at the king's mess.
Sweet lord, If your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit. Put your bonnet to his right use, 'tis for the head.
I thank your lordship. It is very hot.
Oh, no, believe me, 'tis very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is indifferent cold, my lord, indeed.
But yet methinks it is very sultry and hot for my complexion.
Exceedingly, my lord, it is very sultry, as 'twere. I cannot tell how. But, my lord, his majesty bade me signify to you that he has laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the matter. Here is newly come to court Laertes, believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, of very soft society and great showing. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, he is the card, or calendar, of gentry, for you shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman would see.
Sir, his definement suffers no perdition in you, though I know to divide him inventorially would dizzy the arithmetic of memory, and yet but yaw neither in respect of his quick sale. But in the verity of extolment, I take him to be a soul of great article, and his infusion of such dearth and rareness as, to make true diction of him, his semblable is his mirror. And who else would trace him his umbrage, nothing more.
Your lordship speaks most infallibly of him.
The concernancy, sir? Why do we wrap the gentleman in our more rawer breaths?
Sir?
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes.
His purse is empty already. All his golden words are spent.
Of him, sir.
I know you are not ignorant.
I would you did, sir. Yet, in faith, if you did, it would not much approve me. Well, sir?
You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence. But to know a man well were to know himself.
I mean, sir, for his weapon. But in the imputation laid on him by them in his meed, he's unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's 2 of his weapons, but well.
2. The king, sir, hath laid, sir, that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9. And it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk in the hall. If it please his majesty, 'tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him if I can. If not, I will gain nothing but my shame and the odd hits.
Shall I deliver you even so?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours. Well, he does well to commend it himself. There are no tongues else for his turn.
You will lose, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter.
Hey, good my lord.
It is but foolery. But it is such a kind of gain-giving as could perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. And if it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man of aught he leaves knows what is to leave betimes. Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come, Laertes, and take this hand from me.
Laertes, give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. Pardoned as you are a gentleman. This presence knows, and you must needs have heard how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done, that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was Hamlet wronged, Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be ta'en away, and when he's not himself does wrong Laertes, then Hamlet does it not, Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? His madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor, I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement till by some elder masters of known honor I have a voice and precedent of peace to keep my name ungored. But till that time, I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the foils. Come on.
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, good Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both, but since he is better, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. These foils have all the length.
Aye, my good lord.
Set me the stoups of wine upon that table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. And in the cup an union shall he throw richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Come, begin, and you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One. Judgment.
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Well, again.
Say, give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
Yeah, I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come. Another hit, what say you?
Touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you, pardon me.
I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
Good madam. Come, for the third Laertes, you but dally. I pray you, pass with your best violence. I'm afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so. Come on.
Nothing.
Neither way.
Have at you
They changed directions.
They are incensed!
Nay! Come again!
They bleed on both sides.
How is it, my lord?
Why is a good cut to mine own springe, Osric? I'm justly killed with mine own treachery.
How does the queen?
See them bleed.
No.
The queen!
The drink. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Oh, let the door be locked! Treachery, seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour's life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbathed and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. My mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
Point envenomed too! Then venom to thy work!
Oh, yet defend me, friend! I am but... Treason! Treason! Treason!
Thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane! Drink all this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother!
He is justly served. It is a poisoned temple by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You, that look pale and tremble at this chance, that are but mutes or audience to this act, had I but time, as this foul Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I could tell you, but let it be. Horatio, I am dead, and thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
That's the heart of man. Give me the cup. Let go. By heaven, I'll have it. Oh, God. Horatio. What a wounded name. Things standing thus unknown shall I leave behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young Fortinbras, with conquest come from Poland to the ambassadors of England, gives this warlike folly.
I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ergrows my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England. But I do prophesy the election lights on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice. So tell him with the occurrence, more and less, which have solicited the rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee adieu.
Make Believe Association presents Hamlet by William Shakespeare, adapted and directed by Jeremy McCarter, sound design by Mikhail Fixel, executive produced by Emilia Lapenta and Jeremy McCarter, starring Daniel Kyri, featuring Ayanna Bria Bakari, Terry Bell, Ronald L. Connor, Eduardo Curley-Carrillo, Lorena Diaz, David Diggs, Charles Andrew Gardner, Henry Godinez, Lawrence Grimm, Erik Hellman, Bill Irwin, Timothy Edward Kane, Delia Kropp, Jacob Ming-Trent, Rosalind Ruff, Lorenzo Rush Jr., Anna DeVere Smith, John Douglas Thompson, and Sharon Washington. Associate Director Sidney Charles, Casting Director Laura Alcalá Baker, Voice and Text Coach Julie Congress, Script Supervisor Sonya Hayden with support from Jay Black. Traditional songs adapted and original music composed by Nigel D. Robinson and Mikhail Fixel. Recorded and engineered at Tightrope Recording in Chicago by Max Fabian, Mikhail Fixel, and Jaden Ebanks. Renaissance Recording in New York by Angie Tio and Neil Shaw. And Media Noise in New York by Josh Samuels and Quentin Chapetta. Edited by Max Fabian, Jaden Ebanks, and Susie McCollum. Mixed and mastered by Mikhail Fixel. The production was made possible through major support from the Paul M. Angel Family Foundation, Joyce Chelberg, the Gaylord and Dorothy Donnelly Foundation, Chris Hayes and Kate Shaw, the Miranda Family Fund, Rocco and Debbie Landesman, Connor O'Neill, and the Board of Directors of Make Believe Association. The production was recorded under a SAG-AFTRA agreement. For full production credits and to support the work of Make Believe, visit hamlet.fm.